Hi Anna, my name is Daphne. So sorry for the delay in getting your correction back to you. Thank you for getting a correction with us. Really lovely to be able to read your essay. And just starting down here, so you're taking IELTS to study a master's, which is fully taught in English. Okay, great, good for you, brilliant. Speaking not fluent enough. I'm not able to spontaneously use the wide variety of vocab I have. Okay, I will just quickly mention to you the Speaking Confidence course, which I run with Ben. What we do here is offer students four, part 2, part 3 of the speaking test. So every time I come to you with a question, a part 2 cue card, a part 3 corresponding questions, you record your answers, send them to me, I record my feedback, send it back to you. It's a really good way of making yourself use the vocab that is important here. It's obviously a big percentage of the marks, and just getting you to practice speaking on these kind of unusual topics in a formal way, which is obviously what we're after. I've had a look at your task 1 just quickly. And it looks great, okay? So happy on that. You're using lots of connecting words, which is lovely. So I'm going to go for your task 2, which is the longer one. So hopefully this is more valid for you. So international marketing is sometimes seen as invasive and an intrusion. Others argue it's a necessary and economical form of education, in addition to spreading ideas, language and culture. So discuss both your views and give your opinion. Okay, opinion essay here. What is important in this one is we're talking about advertising. Okay, we're not talking about trade. So half the problem here is understanding the question. It's a very complicated question. They are rarely this complicated, so it's quite good to practice doing a super hard one. Let's just look at the layout here. You've got the 4 paragraphs. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So I would recommend that 4-paragraph structure. So there's always going to be a discussion about the frequency with which we are both consciously and unconsciously bombarded with advertisements through our daily life. Okay. However, some people believe advertisement is another medium through which a country's citizens are being updated about innovation and culture is transmitted. Okay. Wow, nice start. So there's always going to be a discussion about the frequency with which we're both consciously and unconsciously bombarded with advertisement throughout our daily life. So I'm assuming this is the negative side of the question because you're using bombarded so let's just get another one in here. Bombarded with over why don't we go with possibly damaging advertising. I'm putting this here because you've got the word bombarded, which is fantastic, which is usually negative. We can be bombarded with negative things usually. So that fits the idea that it's invasive and intrusion. So we're trying to address this here. Some people believe advertisements and other mediums through which country citizens are being updated. Absolutely. So this could be more on the positive side. Are being usefully updated. So by getting in this, these words here, I'm sort of addressing this sort of positive negative side of the question. But otherwise, really, really nice start. Lovely. In the past, there were much fewer forms. So you could have many fewer forms of advertising. Connect these sentences together. IELTS likes nice, long, complicated sentences. So connect these together. As companies use conventional ways, such as billboards, flyers, commercials, on the radio, so that it's on the radio, and later, you don't need on, because we've got the on there now here. TV or telemarketing to boost their sales. Great. Really nice, strong sentence there. Since we're in an internet era, now, personally, I really don't like we in these essays because they're formal essays. So, in the internet era, just go in the, so forget we. In the internet era nowadays, this is not the case, or this is no longer the case. So you don't need not the case anymore. So just go no longer the case. So you don't want not and anymore in the same sentence. Manufacturer and retailers have a wide range of options to advertise their products and services, such as hidden product placement in films, commercials integrated in videos, or irritating banners and pop-up ads on websites and mobile phone applications. Absolutely. Fortunately, it is our decision to close these ads if we don't wish to see them. Okay, so whilst I love your writing, Anna, and I'm very, very impressed already, just something like this stylistically, I mean, I would avoid using we. So, fortunately, consumers still have the choice to react, respond, or indeed ignore these advertisements, or whatever these commercials or pop-ups or advertising or products or whatever. But I would do it this way. So make the consumers the subject of the sentence. So consumers have the choice to, I'm using 3 verbs there, react, respond, or ignore these commercials. Okay? So I would take out that. Especially children, so experts, or it is acknowledged that children are especially, so children may be, I'm using the modal verb may because I quite like that instead of the present tense all the way through, especially, there's a E on the end of vulnerable to being targeted in this way. Yeah, very true. Okay, so just kind of slightly modifying that sentence, okay? And then keep it going. As, due to their naivety, comma, they feel most appealed. You can't feel appealed by an ad. You could put the most attracted to ads. To, or most valued by ads, something like that. You can't feel appealed like that. It doesn't work. But lovely paragraph. Well, really, really great writing here. Nevertheless, some people. So instead of some people who, give me like who might they be? Believe these. So these would be the adverts, not they, the people. So some marketeers, some business experts believe these or such advertising can have a positive impact on society's educational level. Comma, arguing that. So lengthen that sentence, use a participle clause here. Arguing that they could help refugees to fit into society by understanding countries' trends and, okay. You don't need to use specifically refugees. It's obviously a very specific group of people. I would say refugees and other immigrants or non-natives. I think you have to make that wider, that net. By understanding countries' trends and interests, good point. Besides that, they state that marketing campaigns are necessary. So rather than the present tense here, you could start with this: marketing campaigns are acknowledged as necessary. So we're getting into a passive in here. So it's showing a bit of variety on the grammar rather than just present tense all the way through, which is very easy to do in these essays because a lot of them are quite present tensey sort of thing. So we have to work to put some more grammar in. People to consume, which ultimately leads to a prospering economy. Yeah, certainly true. The more we buy, okay, the more better the system works. Okay, so again, let's do this without we. Okay, the more consumers buy, the better the economic system works. Given or since okay, given how the economic system works in a capitalist system, something like that. I'm just trying to avoid the we, okay? we can play with that. In my opinion, now, in your opinion here, I wouldn't put on the one hand, on the other hand. I think that works here, on the one hand, on the other hand. It doesn't work in the conclusion. It's too long. Yeah, I'd rather we had a bit more in here and a shorter conclusion. So, in conclusion, so I start with, in conclusion, yeah, I believe that, governments should agree on international rules and standards for advertising to ensure the internet and city centres don't say do not host too much marketing. Don't need that, because you've kind of said that already. In addition, so we're just going on your recommendations almost here. In addition, education, so children should be educated so that they understand in their lives what advertisements are and what companies are aimed for. Excellent, to avoid that they believe, to avoid believing everything they see or read. Okay, really lovely. That is a super essay. I'm really, really impressed by that. That was a pleasure to read. Really good work. You're on target. You've answered the question very fully, so that's the task achievement. A little bit on the organisation I think we need to have a little think about, just to make sure that we're kind of balancing these paragraphs and just lightening up on that conclusion a little bit. I'd like to get some more grammar into there, so you can score really highly on the grammar, which is 25% of the marks. Vocabulary looking excellent. So what I suggest, Anna, is if you'd like to continue with us, have a look at a 9 essay pack. There is a full course, obviously, which covers everything. I'm not sure you're going to need that. I think you just need practice more than anything else. So if you have a look at a 9 essay correction pack, that would be great to work with you. Also, maybe have a look at the speaking, if you think we could give you some help with that. But that was really, really great. And thank you very much for sending that in.